Good evening to all of you. Good evening. Today we will continue our discussion with the remaining part of strings what we left from. As I told you that from now onwards, whatever programs we will be thinking, whatever logic we will be implementing with coding, this must be in the form of functions. We have to write function. Last day I was telling that even you are not asked to write a function in your exam, if you write the function instead of writing the main code, you will get credit if you use function. An impression will be there in the mind of examiner, right? So try to write, try to create your function always. Now today we will start. In the last day we discussed the how to find out the length of a string, means number of characters of a string, right? Today we will be starting with a program which will by default embed this function along with some another functions. What is that one? Even we have done it earlier, but without string, without using function, or without using string even, right? That is palindrome. Like 1441 is a palindrome number. From the both sides, if you read the number, you will get same. But 123 is not palindrome. 121 is palindrome. So you did it earlier. But now we will be doing it with string. Like say MADAM, madam, is a palindrome. From left side or right side, whichever you follow to read, it will be same. So the program is whether a string is palindrome or not. It's very important. In so many last previous year, it came in the semester exam, so it may come in this semester also. To concentrate, try to understand the program carefully, and definitely we will be using function to write them, because see, to find out a string is palindrome or not, what are the jobs we have to do first? First we will take string. If you think in the sequential, what are the jobs you have to do? What will be your logic? You have to take string from the user. Then you have to read the string from both sides, from left to right or right to left. Then you have to first know what is the length of the string. Otherwise, how will you know where the string ends? Okay. So you have to find out the length of a string, because first you will scan or read the string from left to right. After that, you have to again read the string from the last character to first character. So how will you know the position of the last character until unless you don't know the string length. Okay? So string length, finding out the string length is first job. So we will be using a function to find out the string length, what we discussed in the last class. Then we have to reverse the string, right? Means we have to generate another string which will be just the reverse form of the original one. Like say BBIT. So BBIT, the original string, and reverse form will be what? TIBB. It's not a palindrome. So you have to generate a string which will be just a reverse of the original string. Then what is left? You have to compare these two strings, whether these two strings are equal or not. BBIT and TIBB, these are not equal, so BBIT is not palindrome. But Madam, MADAM, the original string and the reverse form it is equal, so it is a palindrome. So string reverse, this job to make the reverse, to generate the reverse of original string, that job also needs to be done with another function. So here we will be using mainly three functions. Okay, let us discuss. We have taken a function with the name palindrome. This is our function. I have given the name. You can choose any other name. Palindrome. Definitely this will, here I will check the two strings, right? Compare those two strings. One thing is left. One function is definitely left. That is comparison. Means after you generate the reverse of the original string, you have to compare the two strings now. BBIT must be compared with the reverse of it, TIBB, right? If the comparison is satisfied, we get the strings are equal, then only we can conclude with that string is palindrome. So here I have done in this way. Palindrome, this function I have taken, I have taken two pointer variable which I need to pass two strings. In the previous class I told you how to pass an entire string, okay, and how to work with that in the function. strlen we have discussed in the last class. And string reverse strrev I have given. Since there is an existing function in string.h, I have changed the name, putting x followed by this name. That's why. And I have tried to maintain the same. I always try to maintain the more or less same as the library function, changing one or two characters, right? That's why I have changed the name with this x character. And here also we will make a reverse, so that we have sent two pointer to character variables. These are the three functions, prototype of these three functions. Now starting with the main. Char, str and str2. We have taken two character arrays, means two strings of 50 sizes, 50 dimension. I have taken two integer, alien and c. Then we are asking the user to enter the string. Okay, we are asking the user to enter the string. Then we are taking the string, as I told you, the function is the library function getIs. To use this library function, we have included string.h. If you use any default library function, we must include the header file of it before main. So we have included string.h. So getAge str. So in the getAge we are taking the original string from the user. Then we are finding out the length of the original string, and that length will be of an integer value. So that value we are storing it in another variable, that is len, which we have taken. Okay. Then we are making the reverse of the original string xstrrev. Okay. So we are basically with this function we are calling the original string and the reverse form and the another string str2, which will be the another string which will be which will have nothing before initially, which will have nothing, right? Initially we are just it has no characters, right? So we are sending, because we will be storing the reverse form of the str2 str2. This is the purpose of xstrrev. And then we are checking whether the string is palindrome or not with another function we have created, palindrome. We will be checking with these two strings, means we will be comparing here rather whether these two strings are equal or not. This is an example of comparison also, right? And we are, after comparing something, what value we get? We get a boolean value, right? True or false, or 0 or 1. You know that true is indicated by 1 and false is indicated by 0 in logical arithmetic, right? So boolean value of true is 1 and boolean value of false is 0. So we are checking if the C not equal to 0, then it's not palindrome. C equal to 0 is palindrome. We have chosen this way, right? Okay, we have handled the function in this way. Okay, now let me, after this, now let's say when the control comes here, when this calling statement is executed, means when the function calls the statement, as I told you that whenever some function needs to be called, either it will be called by main, or a function can call another function. Okay. Main is a function. Main is calling this xstrlen, this xstrrev and palindrome. Okay. So first, when this statement was executed, the control will directly go to this function. It will check whether this function is present with the code or not. Yeah, main is closed here. After main, we write all the functions what we need, one after another. See, this is the function of xstrrev. It has started from here and ended here. Palindrome, it has started here and ended here. Xstrlen, what I discussed in the last class, started here and ended here, right? So the xstrlen, fine, that I don't need to repeat again. We discussed in the last class. It just returns a value of the number of characters. Okay. This way, we are just scanning the S has got the str, basically in string. That is the base address of the string. By the name of the array, it implies the base address. So we are just holding the base address in S. Since S is an address, so it must be declared as a character, pointed to character. Now is 0. SI means what? The first character of the string. SI means ARR. Means what? ARR plus I within bracket, star within bracket, ARR plus I. So if we put star, right, this way, ARR, I am just writing to show you, okay, outside of the main, ARR I means this also, star ARR plus I. Okay, this, or we can write star I plus ARR. This is basically ARR. So ARR I may have any value. So ARR 0 means will put the value of I, that is 0. Okay. So this is the first character, this value at this address, and if I 0 means nothing, if I omit simply this, what, this is star ARR plus 0, this is ARR 0. So here value at address. So here this star S means this S plus this is 0. Star S means S0. Instead of writing SI, we can also write star S. Okay. Instead of writing this SI, we can also write star S. No need to put any bracket. This. So many in so many forms we can write. Okay, basically. So this is the ASI first character at the index value of I, this index value. So it not equal to null. If it is not equal to null, then we will go for incrementing the I plus. So until and unless this gets null value, this loop will be continued, and by this way we will be counting the number of characters, and that number of times the iteration continues will be the number of characters that we discussed earlier, and ultimately we are returning I, value of number of characters of the string, and this number of characters will be assigned to a len variable. So len keeps track of the number of characters. The first job is done, finding out the length of the string. Then second job is to make a reverse form of the original string, xstrrev. See here, we were not, the function didn't return any value. Here this function returned an integer value, that's why we wrote this int xstrrev. But here this strrev doesn't return anything, that's why if a function doesn't return anything, we will write the return type as void, means only console will be returned. We will do the job within the function, we are not returning any value here, right? So let's see what this strrev is doing. So the moment this statement is being called, this statement is being executed, the control will come to that particular function strrev. Now see, this is the strrev definition. So that this is the prototype void xstrrev char star str. We are getting two strings which we passed from here. Str, this comes here and this comes here. Basically these are being copied. The value of str is being copied to str2, and value of str is being copied to str, right? So we got the two strings. Basically we have got the copy of the two strings. Okay, and we can, if we come to know the call, it is actually call by reference. Okay, because once we get to know the address of the main address of any variable of main, if we get to know the address of any variable of main, we can do anything with the value from outside of main also. Within any function, we can manipulate the value of the variable of main from outside, right? So here we are doing that. We are not changing anything here, we are just definitely changing, because initially here str2 didn't have any character, right? str2 is not having any character. We didn't put any character here. The characters are put here with this get s, right? Okay, we entered the characters here in str2 by get s, but it was 0. It contains nothing. Here in this function we will be storing the reverse form of str to str2. How? So here what we are doing, to make the reverse, we need to, again I told you, we need to find out the length of a string. Okay, that length, this just now what I discussed, to find out the length. So we are getting the length. Okay, and technically, if say the character is what is madam, madm, how many, what will be the length? Actually length will be 5, right? But to the programmer, means definitely 5, but here the range will be index value, the range of the index value will be what? From 0 to 4. Number of characters are 5, but range of the index value will be from 0 to 4, because the first index of the array always starts with 0. Why? That we discuss while discussing array. Okay, I think you could remember. So that's why array always starts with 0, and we start with the 0 as a initialization of the counter. Anyways, so now if it has the 5 characters, we are actually, what we are doing, we are subtracting it by 1 to get the last index. Basically it is holding the value of the last index. If madam, madam, it is 5, so we are doing what? We are subtracting it by 1. Now L will be alien. For example, for madam, the x star alien will get 5, so 5 minus 1, it will get 4. So L, now we are storing it in another variable L, right? So now L will be 4. Okay, now we are, what we are doing, we are taking a loop, for loop, which will count, which will continue up to this, up to the value of alien. I will be up to alien, so I less than equal to alien, I plus plus. Now what is happening here? str2i, I is what? I is 0. Now this str2 means first character of the string 2, we are putting, our purpose is putting the reverse form. Okay, generating the reverse form of this. So the last character of str will come in the first character of str2. So how to get the last character? By this L. L was holding what? In case of madam, L was holding the value 0, because str alien minus 1, 5 minus 1, okay, 4. So now L is holding the value 4. So strl, so str20 is having the character strl. So let's say bbit, okay, bbit was the character. So this t will be stored here first, because the last position is, we are keeping track, we are actually, by this L pointer we are scanning the original string from right to left. Okay. So T, it will be T for BBIT, so T will be stored here. Then again, now what we are doing, we are scanning the original string from right to left, so we have to decrement this decrement the value of this index L. Okay, L initially was holding the index value of the last position of the original character, so we have to decrement it by 1. So means BBIT, we will be scanning, if we scan from right to left, decrementing -1, right? So it will be TIBB, TIBB, right? So it was T first, and this T initialized here is this T was stored in the first room of the STR2. Okay, then we have to decrement, we have to move one room back from the last room. So it was, for in case of BBIT, the L is 3, this number of characters is 4, 4 minus 1 is 3, 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3, BBIT, 0, 1, 2, 3. So the index value of the last character is 3. So this, if it is 3, then it, after this L minus minus L, the value of the L will be decremented by 1. So it was 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. So the, now it points to which character? By the index of the original string BBIT. Now it points to I. Okay, the third one, I. Okay, that I will be stored here, I plus plus, and initially we have to move the pointer I to the next room from left to right. Here, for storing the characters from the right to left of the original string, we have to move the pointer of the reverse string which you are generating from left to right. So value of I will be here is getting incremented. So it got STR2 got BBIT T, and now it needs to store I to its next room. So for to have the next room, I have to increment the value I plus plus. I was 0, now I plus plus. Now STR2 1, it was 0, STR2 1 will have the value of what? I. Okay, BBIT. Now again I needs to be decremented, right? Now I gets the value 1. Okay, BBIT 3, 2, now 1, 1 points to BB. Okay, so now we are I plus plus, then I again needs to be incremented for this STR2. So 0, 1, 2. Now at the position 2 for the STR2 we will get B. In this way we are storing all the characters of STR2 from right to left and storing it to STR2. We are picking out all the elements of STR2 from right to left, and at the same time we are storing it in STR2. So at the end, after we get all the characters from right to left, so now what will happen when this alien BBIT, in case of BBIT the alien is 3, so I plus plus, when the value of I will be 3, then we are storing the last character, means first character of the STR to STR2, right? Now I plus plus, I will become 4, then loop will be stopped. Okay, the condition will become false. So now up to this point STR2 gets what? STR2 has got the characters for BBIT TIBB. Okay, now after that we have a job left. What is that? We have to end the string putting a null character, otherwise string will not be terminated. Okay, so you have to put the null character after TIBB, after the last character. Now here when the loop ends, I has got the value what? I has got the value 4. When it was 4, when it got the value 4, then only this function will become false because lane was 3. Okay, so now I has got the value 4, then it the control moves out of the loop. I got the value 4, and definitely in the fourth position only we have to store a null character. That's why str2 I has got the value 4. After getting the value 4, the loop ends, and here at that position only we have to put a null character explicitly to make the string ended by a null character. Got it? Means now str2 got the character TIBB. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. Now I becomes 4. Now the fourth position, value of the fourth position will be null. That is what we are doing exactly. Okay, it's very easy. So in this way we generated a string which is exactly reverse of str. So now str2 holds the reverse form of str here. So str2 holds the reverse form. You can see we are doing nothing in main, but all the jobs are being done outside of main in function, because we are accessing the address of this now. That's why we can access the address of this like a pointer to call by reference. This is the purpose of calling by reference. I explained what is the purpose of call by reference: to change a value of main variable from outside of main using function. We need to use call by reference, right? So we have used call by reference. So within the function we have changed the original value of the variable str2. We didn't change anything here, but we changed here. Str was having nothing initially. Now it is with the reverse form of this str. All the characters in the reverse way we have stored in str2, right? So this reverse job is done. Okay. So after this reverse job, now we are coming to final conclusion whether the string is palindrome or not. We are doing nothing, we are doing just a comparison. So now palindrome. So again, to compare the two strings from with str and str2, we have to come here just calling this statement. So when this statement is being called, control comes here. Okay, so str2. Now what we are doing, we are scanning the two strings at the same time from left to right. Now for BBIT, str is BBIT and str2 is what? TIBB. str is BBIT and str2 is TIBB, right? So we are comparing. To compare these two strings, we have to scan the two strings simultaneously from left to right, right? So now star str means what? B, and star str2 means what? T. Okay, because T was the first character of this str2. Star str means, I told you, value at address. Just now I shown you now that str 0 means star str plus 0, right? This str 0 means star str plus 0. This I just now I told you now. So 0 means nothing. If we omit this one, star str means str 0, right? So now if Got it, na? Okay. All of you are understanding? Let me see how many of you are online. Probir, Priyanka, Adikul, Ayonavo, Swadhin, Vishal, Deepanita, Ayonavo, Rima, Devashi. So many of you are online. Okay. If you don't follow the class, no, you are following the class, I know, but if you don't follow the class, you cannot learn a language. You can learn any theoretical paper, you can understand if you put effort by yourself, but it is very difficult for to learn a language if you don't get any guidance. Okay, anyways, so let us continue. What we are doing, we are scanning the two strings simultaneously from left to right. So for BBIT, start here B and it was T, not equal to T. So first character is mismatched. Oh, what we are doing? We are now. This is what actually I am doing. I am comparing two strings basically. There is another default function of string.h, string library, that is strcmp, that we will discuss. Strcmp, what it does nothing. It checks, it compares two strings, and when it got a mismatch, what it does, it just returns the numerical difference of first mismatched character. For example, let's say God, God, fine, the first string is God, God, and second string is good. I am comparing whether these two strings are equal or not, whether the God is equal to G-O-O-D or not. So G will be compared with this G. First character of the first string will be compared with the first character of the second string. G same. Okay, fine. Then scanning will be continue. Next it comes to the second character O, first character, second character of the first string O, God, and then second character of the second string O, fine. So we got a match. So it will be continued. We have to scan entirely these two strings, then only we can conclude that strings are equal. So GO. Now the third character of the first string is D, but now the third character of the second string is what? For good, O. So we got the difference where, when the first character of the first string is D, the third character of the first string is D, and here we got O. So what value will be returned? The value will be returned the numerical ASCII difference between D and 0. So D minus O. G-O-O-D, good, and the first string was G-O-D. So we got the mismatch D and O, right? So the numerical difference D and O will be returned, and the modular value of this means plus, or it may be plus or it may be minus, but it will not be 0. It will have any value with the plus or negative value, right? Positive value or negative value except 0, right? But if we get two strings, is a good God and God, then the same D you are getting G fine, O fine, D fine, then null and null fine. So ultimately we are returning 0. Okay, no positive or negative value as difference, because difference does not occur. So the comparison of two strings means if the strings are equal, it will return the value 0. That should be there. And if it doesn't match, the strings are not equal, it will return the numerical ASCII difference between the first mismatch characters of the two strings, okay, like D and. This is what exactly we are doing here. We got it first time that str was B and str2 was what? BBIT. BBIT, the last T. So T. So it is not matching. So we have to return. So we don't need to execute the function anymore. We don't need to execute the remaining part of the while loop. We will return, okay, from this function from to main. So at the time of returning, what it is taking with? It is taking with the ASCII difference. Okay, so the difference is what? Here the first character of str was B and last character of first character of str2 was T. BBIT T was the first character of str2. So the B minus T, whatever value, it will be definitely a negative value, because B minus T will get a negative value, T minus B will get a positive value, but it's not 0. So that negative value, that value will be returned with this and it will come here. But here we are checking, and that is that value is assigned to C. C is holding that value, because when we are returning this, it will come here and it will be assigned when it called from the value. C is holding this value of this function, return of this function. So that value will be assigned to C, and C definitely not equal to 0. C will be a negative value here. C is not equal to 0. So it's not palindrome. So BBIT is not palindrome. But in case of madam, what will happen? In case of madam, M. Okay. Okay. Then it is false. It's not equal to this. It is equal to M is equal to M. str is equal to str2. Then str plus plus, and then after checking the first two characters M, we have to check the second two characters. Second character of the first string and the second character of the second string. So it comes A. So it will get A here and A here. So it is still false. So str plus plus, str2 plus plus. After A, we get D. First character, third character of the first string, and third character of the second string. Then D. Say okay, and it is not equal to. It doesn't get any difference. So this way M, madam. Then after that, what? str2 and ss2, this not equal to null. No, it is null. Both are null. Then it will come here. It means what? Star str means what? That star str, writing only this while star str means actually it is equal writing while star str not equal to null. This is what it means. So basically these two statements are same. Only writing this star str, we mean star str, not equal to. It is not 1. It is not equal to. It is not 1. Not equal to null. So these two statements are same. So here only star str means star str not equal to null. Okay. Here also star str2 means star str2 not equal to null. But when we ended with our scanning for the first two same strings, for in case of madam, so we are getting the last character null for the both cases. str as is to null, str2 as is to null at the same time, because exactly two strings are same means its length and all the characters are same, right? then only. So at the same time the null character will be reached by these two str and str2, so it it becomes false. It means and not or. Okay, means str star str and star str2 must be null at the same time, right? Otherwise if anything becomes null, then also it will come out. Okay, logically one or when true, one or zero it will continue, zero or one will continue, but 1 and 0, if we put here logically 1 and 0, it will terminate. Okay, so here anyone or both the strings are null, the control will come out of the loop. And what we are sending here, you can see what you are getting. We are sending what? We are sending 0, because this null, it has this two null character, and at the same time str2 has this two null character. So null minus null becomes what? Null is special type of character, I told. So value, it will have some ASCII value. So null minus null becomes 0, whatever the ASCII value is. Okay, so now it gets 0. So C is 0. C not equal to 0. No, C equal to 0. So else part will be executed. The string is palindrome. Okay, now let us execute this. Okay. Function enter strings. Let's say hello. Oh sorry, I didn't put enter two strings. Actually we okay, fine, this one, no? Palindrome, string is palindrome or not. Function F11. So I am putting hello is not a palindrome, it's not a palindrome, not palindrome. Fine. Again, function F11. BBIT. It is not a palindrome, not a palindrome. Right. Function F11. Madam, MADAM. Madam. I have maintained the uppercase all through. Okay. Palindrome. But if I write this function F11, MADAM, is it a palindrome? I'm asking you. Saklin, Dipanita, Vishal, Rima, Ahana, Devanjali, Shreya, Pramod, Simantini, Hadikul, Shomi. Is it palindrome? I am asking you. I will enter after you answer, right? Is it a palindrome? Got the difference? Is it a palindrome? No sir. Why? You just put something, na? Devanjali. No sir. You just put message in a chat box. I can see. Why it is not palindrome? Who will answer first? Who will write first? Who will chat first? Who will respond me in chat box, chat room? Why it is not palindrome? I got no sir from Ahona, no sir from Devanjali, no sir from Shreya, no sir, no sir, no sir. But anyone is not giving answer. Why? Because ASCII value will be different. Not definitely. ASCII value of what? ASCII value of what? ASCII value. I told you, na, when ASCII value of particular characters for both the strings, one original string and the reverse form. Here ASCII value, see, if we get it a reverse, what we are doing, no? We are actually forming the reverse form and storing it in str2. So here str is this, and str2 is will have what? Small m, small a, small d, and capital M. Here it is getting the first character as capital M, but here for str2 the first character will be small m, not capital. Now you answer correctly, but I exactly the ASCII difference of the capital letter and small letter is there. Capital A is not equal to small a. Capital M is not equal to small m. So I will get no, not palindrome. Got it? So I have to, if I put a constraint, I don't want to this. I don't only the implication of the word, whether the meaning of the word or ignoring the case. Then I have to go for another function, that is definitely we are comparing, we will compare two strings but ignoring the case. Here we considered the case, right? Character by character, that's given exactly must be same for the case sensitive case. But if we ignore the case, then it will not. How to ignore the case? How to ignore the case? You will get a fixed difference between the ASCII value of the same character, right? Like say small a is 97 ASCII value, and capital A, ASCII value of capital A is 65. So there is a ASCII difference of 32, right? So always then capital B and small b will have the difference 32. Capital C and the small c will have the difference of 32. Always this difference will remain same, right? So we have to put another condition. If we get this difference, then these two characters are same. We will go through, right? We will get through. We will not consider these as a different characters. That constant we have to put in our code. Then this answer, this response will be the palindrome, whether it will not sense the case. Okay, so that we will do in the next class. So comparing two string, ignoring case. Okay, so now let us end the session of this class, and today also I will take another class from 9:30 p.m. right? So all of you need to be present here, because two declaration I want to declare for you. One is now onwards, whatever we are doing, whatever communication we are doing from our personal Google Classroom, that will be continued. But at the same time, because you got accustomed with this, but at the same time we have to publish all these records. We have to share all these records to the official classroom, Google Classroom of BBIT. Okay, from this 1st May, official Google Classroom has been created for each and every SEM. So I need to publish all these. So that's why I embedded the, you can see I have embedded your attendance, your response, your this what put inter chatting history with your attendance. I have embedded with the video. Okay, the first thing is this, and second thing, to clarify your doubt again, I told you this is the today is the last date of submission of your assignments. What I had given you, you will submit in my Google Classroom obviously, and then I will publish it to the official Google Classroom, no problem. But you don't need to solve all the questions, only the topics which I mentioned in the Google Classroom. You can see I let me show you that your Google Classroom. I got told you these assignments one here. This topic you can read it now. And today is this last day. Here, find out the questions on the above topics from the last previous markout questions attached to solve this. So the above topics was what? This was the topic, no? Assignment this question, uh, solve short and not up to function before string, because now we are discussing string, right? So that's why I don't want to solve the questions from string. From the next week we will solve the question of strings. This way all the previous years, 6 to 7 or 8 years, if you complete na, the total subject knowledge will be in your grip, not only to qualify with your O grade, right? O grade, I expect all of you to grade outstanding grade, to get outstanding grade O. But this is not our purpose. The purpose is to learn, because if you don't learn, see, you will not get a job. I told you so many times. Okay, let us end the session. Thank you all. So we will meet again at 9:30 p.m. Okay, till then, goodbye to all of you.